Good morning YouTube and welcome to the channel. After many requests, I'm gonna today just show you quickly how I took the trade yesterday on GU, which is the 6th of July 2021, and it's basically this move over here. So basically from this area down into this area, so just this range, this movement. um, There was probably some entries up there as well, but then we had this New York retracement and then the move towards the downside. So I'm going to break that down and just give you some insights into it. So first of all, let's see, quickly just going to the 4-hour. To the left, it was relatively difficult to identify a good level where price is reacting from, but possibly this upside up candle before the move down can be our potential order block, because we have some of the criteria met. We have our structure break towards the downside, so we have this structure break. It's not as clean and as strong, but it's there, and it's the last up candle before the move towards the downside. Then we have various different things to look at. So on the 4-hour, we have these liquidity highs, meaning that there's just liquidity above these highs, and we could possibly see price reaching for all those areas. So taking that to the 1-hour, then seeing, okay, Monday was relatively a consolidation day. Most of the day was just consolidation, moving sideways below this 4-hour order block that we have over here to the left, which is really messy. So it is understandable, like if you missed this entry, but then it provided a good second entry. But anyway, we had this up over here, so then possibly we can look for shorts if we reach this area. So a few things happened. Monday created a high, as seen by this line. Tuesday opened by breaking that high and then moving towards the downside. So let's forget about that entry, but let's look at the evidence in front of us. We broke above that high and then we broke down. So that tells us that whatever liquidity was above this high, we took all the liquidity above it, tapped into that 4-hour order block, and now we're starting to see the move towards the downside. So we have this momentum pushing us down into the sell side, pushing us lower. Why do we not expect to take big trades, let's say from order blocks over here? Because we created a high early in the day. So if that is a high early in the day, then possibly continuation towards the downside is imminent and is the next step, is the next thing that we might see happening. Let's look at the 15-minute. I'm just going to point out some things. Well, also just on the 1-hour, just want to point out that this big move down, we left behind imbalance, that area. Let me just make it like this, as well as this area. So imbalance is just the space in between. So the space in between the wicks. So we have this one and this one. So that copy now. So those are our two areas of imbalance. Now, if we also put this tool and see where's 50% of it, we can see that this area is below the 50% and this area is above the 50%. So ideally, this is in the area we would like for price to reach into. From a premium and discount area. This is in premium and this is discount. So we want to see price push up into this area. So let's just take that away, and then, so we're not going to look at this area because it's in the discount. We're going to look at this area, but I'm just going to mark out the high. So that's where it starts, and obviously that is where it finishes. So that is the zone that we're looking at. On the 50-minute, we're looking now to see in other confluences. So on the 50-minute, we see where is our, again, order blocks or imbalance. We have this order block over here, but I don't like it too much because this wick already traded back into it. So there was nothing left for it to go mitigate. So didn't use that one. Saw then that we created some more imbalance over there. So this moves now to there. So you can see this is the 1-hour one. Let's just make it darker color. Now we created another one inside of that one, which is then the green one. So this is the 50-minute and the 1 hour imbalance all combined. You can see we created this nice pocket for price to reach into. Then also, as an added confluence, you can use the fib from high to low, and we can see that it aligns perfectly with the 61.8%. So there we already have 3 confluences stacked in our favor. Now, fourthly, New York Open. So this is our New York Open. We can just say New York Open. Move that to like this. This is our New York Open, and we can see that right after New York Open, we started seeing the rally towards the upside. And we know, if you've watched this channel and you've watched some of my content and on Instagram, you know that often I mention and I talk about the retracements or the manipulation that happens at session openings to give a false sense of direction. So if we're moving like this, whatever, the session opens, we have a pullback or a retracement, manipulation into something to the left, imbalance, order block, and then we see price continuing further towards the downside. Do not suppose this to be bullish now, moving up higher, when we have so many evidence coming from the high time frame that price is going to move towards the downside. So now I'm going to show you 2 entries that you could have taken in this area. First of all, you could have taken an aggressive entry with your entry there, stop loss above that area or above that wick, depending on your risk appetite. But if you believe that this is the last area unmitigated and for price to reach into, that is in the area that you have your entry and your stop loss just above, and then your take profit can be at the lows, or it can be at another reference point, which is this order block over there, which is then something like this, which gives you a very good 20R trade. Let's go to the 5-minute quickly. I'm going to point out some more things. You can see how the 5-minute imbalance and the 50-minute imbalance aligns perfectly. I don't even need to shift the lines. I could possibly move this line up higher, but this is very close enough. So it all aligns perfectly. So our confluence is really stacked in our favor to take a short from this area. You can see how price reaches into it, pushes up, but fails to push any higher than this line. It doesn't break above it, doesn't even wick above it. So we can see that price is filling orders and it is happy with where it is in this area. Could potentially just see now the move towards the downside. Then dropping to the 1 minute. So like I said before, your aggressive entry is in this area and your stops could be just, let's say, make it, you can have 3 pips if you believe that this is the last area of defense. If price goes higher, then you don't want to be into it. So that's how you have to set up your mind. If you set up your trade ideas, that if price is not reaching into that area and it goes beyond it, you don't want to be in the trade anymore. So something to consider. Let's look at the 1 minute. Just want to show you something over here. Okay, classic support and resistance concepts, nothing major. There's your second entry. So we have creating this level of support. This candle, what does it do? This candle breaks the support. So now we can just look for the retest of that area. In this case, you'll have a bit of a bigger stop loss, but this is the support turned resistance. You know, these simple retail concepts still work. It's not like they don't work anymore. You have your stop just above it, 6 pips, and then take profit. Down there. Oh, I think I closed it at 10 or something like this. Now, I can't remember exactly the TP, but that's your second entry. And that is then how you would catch a trade with a bit more of a confirmation entry, seeing price then just melt down towards the downside. So you understand how we got to this, where we built the confluences, we built everything around it, and that is then how we catch these trades. And that's why I looked at the zone, at this area, for price to reach into. If you're not confident in this entry, then obviously there's your second entry. just make sure you have a bigger stop loss. So risk to reward, all aligned. You can see that we have different things working for us. We had trend line liquidity being built up here. We had these equal highs over here as well. Just above this, you can see the equal highs there as well, where we have liquidity, and we have liquidity, no, not that, liquidity there as well. So you can see how everything just aligned for price to actually push lower from a higher time frame perspective. Then it's all just about lower time frame. So that is then the trade for yesterday. I hope you understand that. And if you stick all the way to the end, now I'm going to give you just a bit of a morning analysis for today. So let's have a look. Here we have today's view. So today we broke all of these structure points. We created more imbalance. This is on lower time frame. I'll jump down to it now. But we have imbalance in this area. We have in here as well. And then we have this order block up here as well. So again, if we take our tool, premium and discount, we can see that these areas fall beautifully into the discounted premium areas we would potentially look for sales. This zone about just makes it. So one scenario is that we can see price maybe pull up, just tap this 50% and then continuation down into this target, which is a high time frame order block, just this green line. So let's just jump to the 15-minute and just get some more information over here. So those dark gray zones, those are the imbalance areas that I've marked out. This area as well as this area. Potentially this is a range that can be mitigated as well. I have spoken about this as well. I'll make a video on it as well. But ranges typically get mitigated inside this range before continuation down lower. So that's something to look out for as well. So basically the view for today I think would be for price to reach up into this area or this area. I'm not sure, I don't know. I'll see the reaction and then look for an entry. But let's just make it there and then make them move lower. So you can see the Asian session in late New York has been really nice, accumulating, consolidating, stacking those orders. So we have sell orders over there and we have buy orders over there for the breakout, traders for the breakout, looking to catch that breakout. So there's various things that's happening in around this area. I do think that possibly Tuesday was the high of the week. So just looking for the retracement and then looking for the continuation so that we can possibly see an impulse leg, retracement, another impulse leg. So that is the general idea that I have sorry, for today on GU. So hope it's can help you. Do your own analysis and then compare it to mine, and let's see if we can have a good profitable trading day today. There's some things in here as well. For example, we have the Asian range is relatively tight, consolidated, liquidity above and below, so perhaps we could see also price grab the liquidity towards the downside and then move higher for the day and have a slower day but actually move higher, or we can just move up higher like I showed, grab the liquidity above and then move lower. So different things to look at, different scenarios that can be possibly play out. Yes, hope you all have a wonderful day. Leave a like and comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and then I'll see you in the next one. Have a great one. Bye.